people might suggest that if you were Meghan Markle, the former royal known as the Duchess of Sussex, you might be a tad grateful. After all, you know, there His Majesty the King has bestowed those titles upon your children, even though you went on international television, basically saying now he wasn't going to be offered a title. You know, everything's contradictory, isn't it? And then, of course, you look at the bigger picture and think, if you were the British monarchy, would you now wish to include these two errant members of the family, given everything they've done against you? Docu-series, trashing you in public, books, all sorts of things, you know? Remember Meghan's infamous statement, Harry lost his father too. What absolute rubbish, as you can tell. Now, when you think about it, His Majesty the King couldn't be more easygoing. You know, we've seen that, much to the detriment, I've been told, of course, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, Prince William. William could be a lot harder on this whole situation. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you here in the very heart of Whitehall today. As ever, nice to have your company. Now, what's interesting here, as I often say, just thank you for your lovely comments about the video regarding the gentleman who invented, of course, contact lenses. And anybody out there, I know there's a few people, because you've told me online, you're going for the cataract stuff. I have a friend who's had it done, and basically, you know, she's thrilled with it. Best vision ever. I know it seems really frightening. I could imagine you're braver than me, and I'm being honest here, but you know, it's possibly the right thing to do if it's affecting your eyesight on an everyday level. You've got to look after yourself. So all of those out there, I'm sure everybody here in the community will wish you all the very best. And it's probably over faster than you think. It's like all of those things, isn't it? You're really nervous for weeks and you think, why was I worrying so much? Yes. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Now, as I say, Meghan Markle really should thank her lucky stars that she's included indeed on the royal family website. Never with Meghan, it's never really enough, because according to a very well-placed source, you see, even though they've included her and put a very sort of detailed, potted biography, according to that source, and as ever again we have to say allegedly, Meghan doesn't understand why they haven't simply replicated her own 500-word plus biography on her own Sussex.com website. Why indeed, one might suggest. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? You know, one might also suggest that, as I said at the start, you should be very lucky, very, you know, absolutely thrilled that you've been included at all. But you see, apparently the one thing that irks Meghan is the sort of kickback to her, shall we say, moment of television history, whatever you want to call it, a defining moment in Hollywood, I know, a loose term, her stint in Suits. Now, it takes a lot to get a role like that. You know, it's not easy to land a role in a major television series, but really that is the defining moment. We're not talking mega Hollywood smashers here in the like of Meryl Streep or indeed Julia Roberts. But you see, Meghan herself is very keen to reflect her brand new image as an entrepreneur, you know, all of that about charity work, all that sort of stuff. So she's not best pleased that she's sort of painted as someone who has, you know, been a bit of an actress for a while, married into the family and then decided to move over elsewhere and new endeavours. Either way, the request to have this replaced or updated, whatever you want to call it, has fallen on deaf ears. And one can imagine, even though this has come from the very high level of her new high-ranking team, sadly for Meghan, it looks like that biography that is on the royal family website will indeed remain, albeit for now. Now, I'm sure lots of people out there would agree with me and say, if I were Meghan, I wouldn't necessarily be pushing it. Would you? Neil Sean, Whitehall, London.